And we're talking about the successes here, which are so important to celebrate, but it's not lost on me that I can imagine the amount of work that she's done, that your family's done in order to get her to be able to learn these critical things so that she can connect with her world.
My name is Nancy Marchese. I'm a board certified doctoral level behavior analyst and a clinical psychologist. My goal is to help 2 million children with autism and their families by transforming their lives, and I can't wait to help you too.
Let's talk about school for a little bit. So she's in elementary school.
Yeah.
She goes to school every day. What does that look like for Ava? What's going well with school for her?
Well, she has a really great placement in a multiple exceptionalities room, which I had to fight very, very hard to get her. So again, it's unfortunately not a typical thing
Mhm.
because it should be. She is in school 2 days a week and in ABA therapy the other 3 days. But it's a great placement. There are 8 children in the class, and then four teachers, one teacher, 3 EAs or ABCs, and they do incredible work with her. And each of the days that she's there, she's integrated with the class that she should
Mm.
be in for her age, and she's brought there with one of the ECEs from her classroom to do either music or jam, like something
Mm.
that's easier to get through than if she was just sitting there, doing math or something.
Yeah.
Like something that's more social as well. Um, they've teamed her up with like a buddy in her class, her mainstream class. So she has to practice like a social thing to say hello or
Amazing.
goodbye with them, and they say hello and goodbye with her every time too. And it's really sweet, and that's really great for her too because these people are relatively she's not so familiar with them because she doesn't see them very much. She might see them for an hour out of every week, and she has to remember them and say hello and goodbye and practice greeting them and social things with them. And they pair her up with them, I think a different person every couple of weeks. So she has to get used to different children. And it's going so well.
This is amazing. It's so wonderful to hear a story about success in the education system. Unfortunately, we don't get to hear a lot of those stories, and there's a lot of challenges that families face in order to get their child the individualized needs met within the education system. I find to be one of the challenges again because it's a spectrum and needs so much vary across the spectrum. It can be hard for the system, the education system, to be adaptable to this. So here we have Ava, the right staffing in place, it sounds like, for her. This is not the
Yeah.
case for every child on the spectrum in terms of that particular ratio or that particular composite or that particular classroom. But for Ava and likely the kids in her classroom, this sounds like a really good fit. But then even beyond that, integration and that peer mediated, that's our fancy term in our world, for what's going on there in terms of getting peers to facilitate some of that learning is just taking it up another level. And there's a consideration there for individualized needs and how are we going to address her learning through
Mhm.
that individualized goals. This is like such a great composite of different pieces that have come together to really consider her educational needs. This is amazing. And I hope that people hear this to know that it's possible
It
for
is.
children.
There's only so much we could cover in the short amount of time we had today. If you found value in what we talked about, go to breakthroughautism.ca, join our newsletter, and also follow me on my socials.